Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Cafenator here, back with another video. Today we're continuing the Zenless Zone Zero storyline, so let's get right into it. Okay, Ramil, what do you want to talk to us about?
Here's a towel. You should dry yourself off if you've got the strength. You can take a hot shower, too. Okay, fine. If you don't want to move, I'll dry you off myself.
Why? Why did you bring me here?
Hey, shouldn't you thank me first, Mr. Soaked to the Bone?
Thanks, Romeo.
Since when did you become so obedient? That isn't like you at all. If you really want to show your thanks. Here, it's your turn.
My turn? To do what?
Your turn to dry my wings for me, of course. There are spots I can't reach on my own. Hey, what's with that look? I've already dried you off. You know, Wise, I've never liked rainy days.
Zooey mama!
The rain always leaves my wings soaked and heavy. Shake as I might, I can never quite dry them. The same goes for taking a shower, though at least I can manage to keep my wings from getting too wet.
What wings must feel really uncomfortable, huh?
Yes, honestly, it's miserable and such a hassle to manage. A hairdryer is useless. Too hot and I start shedding. Too cold and I catch a chill. But I can't just wait for them to air dry. It takes forever, and I'm way too impatient for that. Besides, it leaves this strange smell that I can never wash out. So, the best solution is a slow towel dry like this. But with wings this large, there are always spots I can't reach. Before, if I got caught in the rain, I'd sneak onto Belly's bed and roll around, drying my wings on her sheets.
Huh? Wait, why would you crawl into someone else's bed? Wouldn't that make her upset?
It was fine as long as I didn't get caught. Though, of course, whenever Belly did notice me, she was absolutely furious. And no matter how angry she was, in the end, she'd always do just what you're doing now. Slowly drying the spots that were still damp. Wise, do you know what New Eridu's records say about what became of Belly and me?
I remember something about an operation called the Day of Silence. You and Colonel Vike were involved in an accident, and then both died in the line of duty.
Yes, died in the line of duty. Such a noble, dignified phrase. Though, in a sense, it isn't entirely wrong. After all, for us Void Hunters, our first and only duty was to suppress the Karma Core inside our weapons.
The Karma Core inside the Void Hunter's weapons?
That's right. Remember the Enchainer I mentioned before? What truly sets them apart from ordinary ethereals is a special core known as a Karma Core, found only within an Enchainer. According to RK, a Karma Core differs from an ordinary ether core. It doesn't form naturally. It is something made directly by the Creator. The Creator made the Karma Cores, a power capable of rewriting the laws within Hollows, and used them as the cores to create the Enchainers of the Great Hollows. That's the gist of it, at least. Back then, after a long and bitter struggle, we finally were able to bring down one of the Enchainers. But the Karma Core itself could not be destroyed. RK and Sunbringer, they wanted to eliminate the threat posed by the Karma Core once and for all, while allowing humanity to harness the power within it. In the end, they found a way to seal the Karma Core within Porceloy and from that. They forged the Void Hunter weapons.
So, the power inside Void Hunter weapons.
Yes, which is exactly why there are so many side effects. At the time, we were naive enough to believe that if we could truly master that power, humanity might finally overcome the Hollows once and for all. So, when RK and Sunbringer proposed the plan, we never doubted it for a moment.
Lady Sunbringer and Professor RK's plan?
Yes. Project Sunseeker. I'll never forget that accursed name for as long as I live. Simply put, it was an experiment that used vast quantities of porcelloi as a medium to partially fuse us Void Hunters with the Karma Core sealed within our weapons.
They fused you with a Karma Core. Then that would mean...
It meant we'd become artificial enchainers. No more enduring the costs of wielding Void Hunter weapons, and perhaps even achieving a stronger form to defend New Eridu. Looking back, I can hardly believe I fell for RK's lies so easily.
So, it was in that experiment when you and Colonel Vike...
Yes. Belly and I were the final participants. Or rather, the final test subjects. Looking back, I wonder if Belly already knew the truth behind RK and Sunbringer's plan. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have insisted on coming along. She's never been one to enjoy the spotlight. If only I'd realized what she was thinking sooner.
Ramiel.
RK was extremely meticulous, always laying out careful, detailed plans. So, I can't say if the Karma Core losing control during the experiment was truly an accident, or if it was his cleverly disguised but whatever the truth, it ended with the Karma Core spiraling out of control and Belly, new Enchainer. As for me, I partially fused with the Karma Core inside Thaumiel, becoming what I am now. A monster. Half human, half Enchainer. Maybe, deep down, I'm just not ready to give up my life so easily. In the final moment, Thaumiel's power of controlling temporal patterns froze me in a state of near suspended animation. I didn't fully awaken from the seal in Persena's Hollow until about a year ago.
The power of temporal patterns.
Right. Remember my feathers? The ones that can pin you in place? That's an example. The Karma Core sealed within Thaumiel holds the power to halt the flow of time. And because I partially fused with the Karma Core, even without Thaumiel, I can replicate a similar effect on a smaller scale. But that little bit of power isn't nearly enough to take on those 3 Sunbringers. That's why I had to reclaim Thaumiel. Even if it accelerates my path to becoming an Enchainer, I still have to... Never mind. Enough about me. Why am I even telling you all of this? Still, now that I've told you so much... It's your turn.
Huh? My turn again?
To tell me your story, of course. Let's call it another round of our little Q&A game. You didn't actually ask, but I had a feeling you'd want to know. Now, it's your turn.
I wasn't actually going to ask you anything.
Fair enough. But once you say certain things out loud, they don't weigh on you quite as much anymore. Or perhaps you'd like a little help getting started?
Serpico and Truvia. They transferred to Helios not long after Belle and I started there. They came from a prominent background. They were the adopted children of Mosient, the head of High Ambitions Corp. They were exceptional students as well, so it didn't take long for them to become some of the Academy's most talked about students. We were all studying under Miss Carroll at the time, and before long, we became close friends. Back then, we all had ambitious plans for the future. Understanding the Hollows, perhaps even conquering the 6 Great Hollows. In our teacher's words, we were meant to seize the sun called Helios. Later, the 4 of us who ranked at the top became the only 4 people ever to have smart ocular implants. Then, during a performance test for the implants, I lost control. Serpico. He died because of me. When I finally woke up in the hospital, I learned that Truvia had been taken away by people from High Ambitions Corp the day after the incident. The next time I saw her was during the fall of the old capital. She was with one of High Ambition's rescue teams. To be honest, I never imagined we'd meet again like that. Belle and I were seriously injured, but we still wanted to go back. Back to the ruins of Helios, to save as many people as we could. We begged Truvia for High Ambition's help. We promised we'd guide them through the Hollows, that we'd do whatever it took. But she turned us down without hesitation. I can't really remember what happened after that, but on that day at Helios, no one made it out alive except Belle and me. Then in Roskalifer, I met Truvia again. We talked about the past, but the way she spoke about it felt as though she were talking about someone else's life. I didn't know how to face her. And ever since then, no matter what I do, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. That gaze. I don't know whether it was Truvia's or Serpico's or...
Perhaps it was your own. The you from the past. The one who kept thinking, if only I'd done something sooner. The one who never managed to forgive themselves. Making peace with the past isn't easy. And sometimes, you don't get the chance at all.
Yeah. There won't be another chance. Truvia. She was killed by Dracena. By that thing pretending to be Dracena.
Something pretending to be Dracena. I see. So that means Dracena, the youngest of the Sunbringers, had already... No. Judging from the timeline and the outcome, perhaps not yet. I'm not sure.
You know what?
Forgive
This
but I cannot obey.
Sigrid's here.
Secret?
Oh, we are so doomed, but we'll be doomed in the next episode. This has been Cafenator. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.